Can you tell our audience, John, what does a new 5-year contract call for?
Well, the new 5-year contract is very complex in nature. Retroactively, it calls for 2 1% raises in years that everybody was convinced we were going to take zeros. And prospectively going forward, it's 3 2% raises. So retroactively, we're looking at about $4,000 a man in retroactive pay.
John, how would you characterize this contract? I mean, would you say it's a big win for the union? How would you characterize it?
I would say it's a win for the union. I would say that we were facing dangers on a lot of different fronts, not the least of which had been established state patterns, one of which was just signed last week again for 3 zeros and 3 2s. The day before, we signed a contract with no zeros in it.
Who was that?
Another CSEA local that represents courthouse workers. The union was in peril. We were in peril. The company was looking for massive concessions from us. Part-time bus operator, one-person train operation. They were looking to privatize vast aspects of the system. We blocked all of those concessions, walked away with wage increases in every year of the deal, full compounding wage increases, full retroactive pay, and again, a host of medical benefit improvements, some of which are actually precedent-setting.
John, you have said that what the NTA was seeking, some of the concessions, that it was putting the union in peril. I mean, it sounds like sounds pretty serious. I mean, that's how you felt about as you were negotiating with them over the last 2 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. The union was in a perilous spot. 2 years ago, we were facing hundreds of thousands of state workers that had just accepted 3 zeros with health benefits, out-of-pocket health benefit costs for families of up to $5,000 a year, a host of other concessions, 2 weeks of furlough days, you don't come to work, you don't get paid. In the years when everybody else took zeros, we got wage increases, and in fact, upon ratification of this deal, we're getting an immediate 4% raise, in addition to the average transit worker getting about $4,000 or $5,000 in retroactive pay.
Just to clarify, it's a 5-year contract. The first 2 years is retroactive. So is that technically a wage increase, or you're just getting the wages back that you should have gotten 2 years ago? Or is it that you're getting retroactive, and on top of the retroactive, you're getting a raise? Is that clear? Is that correct?
Most importantly, which I didn't get into yet, are the massive benefit improvements. The economic value of the benefit improvements are astronomical in the pocket of the average transit worker.
And then that's dental benefits, optical benefits, maternity leave, and paternal leave, correct?
Absolutely. We've been looking to fix the dental plan for decades. Every president since then, the 80s perhaps, has been looking to fix the dental plan. We've completely fixed it.
You were fielding some questions from the members, and one of the guys in the audience, one of the members asked you, talked about the Presidential Emergency Board recommending, just the recommendation that is, for over 18% wage increases over 6 years for the Long Island Railroad unions. He then asked you, he said, wouldn't it have been better for TWU Local to go in arbitration? What did you say to him?
So comparing the Long Island Railroad deal to the Local 100 situation is comparing apples and oranges. First of all, the Long Island Railroad has the right to strike, and the federal mediation panel is not a binding panel. We have no intention in this round of bargaining of making any kind of public pronouncement that there won't be a strike deadline set.
It got to a point where they didn't know what to do. So in 19 separate times, they said, you know what, we're not coming to the table. You can't negotiate with somebody that's not willing to come to the table.
When you say not know what to do, I mean...
I'm serious. I'm not sure that the leadership of the Transit Workers Union knows how to negotiate a contract. The president of the Transit Workers Union right now has never negotiated a contract in his life. And the reality is, I don't think he knows how to do it. He won't listen to his advisors. He won't listen to any of the attorneys that are involved. There's a roadmap to getting it done. You need to have a willing party. I was a willing party any time of the day or night. I would plead with John Samuelson. I would text him messages. It's time to get to the table.